Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for August 22nd, 2014. It's currently 4:13 a.m. and it is Friday, and a wet Friday at that. We're going to start off first with the radar here. You can see we have some very heavy rainfall that is starting to move off the New Jersey coast and south of Long Island. Overnight tonight, it produced some very heavy rainfall amounts ranging anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain, and of course that led to localized flash flooding. Now we still have rain hanging back through the Delaware River Valley and over much of central New Jersey, and that will continue to drop south through southern New Jersey through the morning hours. But we're not done with rain yet. Now we still have some scattered showers here over Connecticut, and we have some scattered showers here over New England. But I'm concerned about what could develop out here over eastern Pennsylvania. We're already starting to see the first sign of that developing this morning. And let me show you why that is a concern as we move on through the day today. Now, the surface temperatures this morning are a bit warm because we have a very saturated atmosphere out there with the high dew points obviously in the 60s. So as a result, our low temperatures range from the mid to upper 60s over the interior and along the coast, a few lower 70s in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. Winds are generally from the east around 5 to 10 miles per hour, pulling in that marine air mass and keeping a more of a Atlantic influence on the weather pattern for today and for tomorrow with that easterly influence. And that of course means that temperatures really aren't going to be rising all that much. We're looking at a rise of anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees. That's about it. So we're talking about mid to upper 70s for highs today throughout much of the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, and some guidance even suggests high temperatures only reaching the lower to mid 70s over the northern interior. So it's clearly going to be a very cool day. We should be in the mid 80s for this time of year. So definitely going to need the umbrella, and it's going to be a little cool out. So it's definitely a more of a fall-like type of day today. Now, on the surface map, you can see this stationary front here kind of locked in, and this is going to be key. This right here is separating the boundary between some rather tropical air over central Pennsylvania back through the Ohio River Valley and the marine air mass that is supported by this high pressure system way up here in portions of northeastern Canada. Now this high pressure system is built south and is producing that easterly wind. It's producing basically a cold air damming influence. Not exactly, but we'll use that term in this case. Down through the eastern coast of New England and through the northern mid-Atlantic. So as a result, you get this stationary boundary here, and you have that contrast between the cooler marine air mass that is saturated with moisture and your more unstable, warmer, moisture-saturated tropical air mass over portions of the Ohio River Valley that is trying to push over that marine air mass. And that's the key point here. At this point, all you need now is one trigger to ignite the potential for some very heavy rainfall for this afternoon and for this evening once again. Now, I want to point out that the heavy rainfall from last night and early this morning was not forecasted very well. And the reason why is because it was created by a mid-level disturbance. So I want to show you a couple of things on the infrared and on the water vapor satellite picture. First, on the infrared satellite picture, see this lifting here that developed? You see the clearing out here? This is clearly developed by a strong disturbance. And my concern is that there's another one lurking out here in the Great Lakes. So here you have your boundary with all your disturbances and outflow boundaries along this little boundary here. And then you have that marine air mass that is unique to this weather pattern that is trying to basically prevent all this hot and humid air that is building over the Mississippi River Valley from driving into the northern mid-Atlantic. So you have a clear contrast in air masses. And then of course you have your polar air mass back here and over the Great Lakes. So here's my concern on the water vapor satellite picture. Here's that first disturbance. Here's another disturbance. Right here. Now, my concern here is that this disturbance is going to dive south this afternoon and enhance the natural lifting boundary that is already in place at the surface with that cold front or stationary front over eastern Pennsylvania, and that will produce widespread showers and even a few thunderstorms, elevated thunderstorms, for this afternoon. Right now, it's not modeled very well, but neither was last night. So it's something we definitely have to watch moving forward for this afternoon. And considering all the moisture in the atmosphere, they will be capable for some very heavy downpours. So it could be a rather active afternoon and evening for your Friday. So the end of the week is ending a bit wet, and it looks like tomorrow is going to be the same threat with, at the very least, overcast cloud cover and the threat for showers in the morning, clearing out by the afternoon, cloudy but dry by tomorrow afternoon. And Sunday looks absolutely wonderful with clearing skies and temperatures averaging below normal with low levels of humidity. So let's take a look at the latest model guidance from the Penn State EWOL website using the European model guidance. Again, for today, that trough and that pesky disturbance is going to have to be watched. We have that stationary boundary, and you can see that high pressure system building south here. Looking for temperatures in the mid to upper 70s over much of the region, lower to mid 70s over the northern interior. For tomorrow, same setup really, high pressure to the north, low pressure systems to the south, threat for widely scattered showers and thunderstorms, and some of those showers and thunderstorms will be capable of heavy downpours. Even an isolated severe thunderstorm is possible but not likely. Looking at temperatures in the lower to mid 60s for lows and lower to mid 70s. Lower to mid 70s for highs over the New York City metropolitan area and mid to upper 70s for highs in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. Remember, we should be in the mid 80s for this time of year, so it's definitely going to be rather cool for this time of year for tomorrow. For Sunday, high pressure takes full control here. We should see clearing skies from north to south, looking at low temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s throughout the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, and mid to upper 70s for highs. We could see a few lower 80s mixed into the Philadelphia metropolitan area if we get enough clearing in the afternoon. For Monday, high pressure is in full control. Same thing for Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, during this time period, we're still going to be under that influence of a marine air mass, but it's going to modify a little bit. So the warming that everyone's expecting is basically back to normal, and not exactly a heat wave. So temperatures returning to the upper 50s to lower 60s for lows, and high temperatures in the lower to mid 80s for highs. I mean, it's basically where we should be for this time of year. So that's basically what we can expect all through next week, with high pressure in full control for the most part. And then we're going to watch out to see whatever is bubbling up over the Caribbean islands and possibly around the Bahamas for the early part of next week. I really don't expect much of an impact at all, but it's something to keep an eye on, and we will, of course, watch it. Right now is nothing more than a disorganized tropical disturbance, so I don't put a lot of weight on this just yet. We'll just have to watch it and keep calm. No need to scare you or to create little maps of impact zones from from Texas to Maine. It's just a disturbance right now that we'll keep an eye on. That's your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. For all the latest weather information, nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.